Everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using the Homegrown collection from Simple Stories. I had already gutted this red paper, and so that was for another layout. I wanted the middle of it to back a photo, I believe. So I am going to use that as a border, and then I do have 3 photos I'm going to be using, but to kind of complete the background, I am actually using scraps. So you can see I have quite a few scraps to the left of the layout there. So I'm kind of trying to piece together some layers, I guess, for this layout, and love how that kind of, I don't know if you want to call it, that plaid paper has all kinds of different colors. I love how that kind of gives me options, I guess, for embellishing as well. So I am going to kind of layer it like you see, and then try to get this journaling card in there as well. I wanted, I think, to keep the back side is why I cut it so weirdly. I wanted as much as I could, so I didn't cut it into strips to cut what I wanted. I just kind of cut that right out. Again, I have these 3 photos. We went to a yak farm. It'll be 2 summers ago at this point. And there were a bunch of baby animals, not just yaks. But this was a baby yak in the bottom photo. And then I have a photo of my son feeding one of them. So just a really fun day at the farm, and I just wanted to document that because I think when I went to the Scrapbook Expo last spring, and then Tuesday morning was closing at that same time, I loaded up on this collection. So yeah, I'm happy to use pieces and collections that maybe I haven't used a lot of. So I'm getting to the point, I think, with this one that I think all my farm pictures are scrapbooked already. So I'm getting to the point that this one might be close to being put in my kind of cell pile. I have quite a large cell pile. When I make it back out to the she shed, I think I am going to post another video and try to kind of get rid of collections pretty cheap at this point. I have a couch out in the she shed, and that couch is covered with supplies and paper that I want to get rid of. So if you're interested, keep your eyes out. Probably middle of April, I would think. I'll probably get back out there at the beginning of April, and I'll try to do a video and show you guys what I have, and hopefully you guys are interested in it. It's a lot of good stuff. Stuff that I don't use anymore, or like collections like this where I've used what I need from it, I guess, and have lots of it left. So yeah, keep your eye out. Or if you know a specific collection, you're wondering if I'm getting rid of it, let me know and I'll tell you if it's in my my pile or not. So here I'm kind of layering my photos and trying to get that journaling card in there. And you could see that I really had to kind of rearrange my photos quite a bit to get that to fit. And then I'm added this one again with this pattern paper, and it almost just made it too big. So you'll see I end up having to rearrange my photos yet again because this one's going to go on top of all of them. And yeah, it kind of covers up the yak. So I think, end up moving the other photos up yet again. Again, just kind of struggling with that journaling card too. I didn't want to cover all of it up. So I moved both and then had to rearrange this photo again and tuck it under a little bit further. And then even when I popped this up, because I struggled because I dovetailed that red, I guess it's probably gingham, because I dovetailed it, I didn't want that photo to cover it all up. It would have been pointless for me to do that. So that's why I really layered my photos, I guess, and yeah, struggled with, I guess, the placement to make sure that all of them were seen and seen enough. So I did end up using a cow, even though I know it was a yak farm, and I will journal that it was a yak farm, but obviously in this collection there are no yaks, there are cows and barns, and I don't know, what I have left are like pigs and chickens and that kind of thing, and I figure the cow was close enough, or the closest thing I had to a yak. So I used the chipboard barn and then the chipboard cow, which I did pop the chipboard cow up on some foam tape, again to give the layout some dimension, and added that to the bottom there, and kind of struggled with what to use, and where to put it, I guess. There was like that sack, and so I added that as a layering piece. The words on it are pretty much going to be covered up by this banner here, but again, I just felt like it was a good layering piece. So I did add that, added this hat there. I do end up going back and changing it, but I do add that for the time being. And then I had like one heart left on the sticker sheet, so I did add that to the journaling card to the right, and then went into my stash of Scrap and Happy Studios flares to see if anything would work. I don't have any farm ones, but there was this like peekaboo one that was red and it said awesome, and so I decided that I was going to use that and kind of tuck that under the banner up there at the top and have that kind of as my third piece in that embellishment cluster, which meant the hat was left over. So I stuck that on some packaging to see if I could figure out where to add that later on. I did pop that banner up on foam tape, but because I added the flare, which is thicker, underneath of it, I had to remove some of the foam tape then, so it laid flat, and even then it's not perfect, but it works good enough. I did end up adding that hat over, which I, now looking at it, I covered up my son's face, what little bit was on the picture there, but added that hat to the top of the journaling card over the farm, and then I just decided to finish off the layout with enamel dots. I used more on this layout than I probably have used in quite a while. There was that big white space at the top right. I could have added splatters, maybe some mixed media, but instead I just kept it clean with some enamel dots and added clusters of 3 kind of throughout the layout there. And then one on that heart I added on the journaling card. But that is going to finish off this layout. I will see if I can find the collection and link it down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.